let's talk about Trump's State of the Union, because there was one really great point from it. And check out this headline from CNN. Boy, oh boy, Trump's State of the Union left some viewers unconvinced that it'll lower the cost of living. CNN poll finds. Wow. I saw that headline and I was like, geez, it must have been a pretty awful State of the Union address, guys. As it turns out, instead of headlining the article with Trump's State of the Union viewed positively by masses, which is actually what they concluded, they tried to still make it negative. Some viewers are unconvinced. How many are some viewers? 38%. Indeed, my friends, the polls show 63% of people polled by CNN viewed Trump's State of the Union positively. Yet, of course, and this is for you, Jake, when you're talking about how regular people don't know this stuff, when you read a headline that says, some people are unconvinced by Trump, according to our poll, the immediate assumption most people make is, wow, Trump must not have done a good job. When in actuality, the poll is Trump won 2-1. This is the world that we live in. I thought it was a tremendous State of the Union address. And I think it's more than that. We actually have this. Check this out from CNN themselves.
The polling universe here is about 13 points more Republican than the overall population usually is. So just keep all that in mind as we go to the results of our instant poll. Get this reaction from those that watched the speech tonight. 38% said they had a very positive reaction to the speech, 25% somewhat positive, 36% negative. So roughly 2/3 in the positive territory, 1/3 negative among speech watchers. The polling.
Indeed, my friends. So what are we going to do, you guys?
I mean, look, it's worth noting that CNN's did the poll, and CNN viewers came back 2-1, saying that it was positive. I imagine if you were to get a broader. A more broad,
even more positive.
Yes,
I don't know. I think the argument CNN's making is that their viewers are heavily Republican audience.
Since when?
I don't buy that.
I think he said of the people who watched, 13 some odd percent leans Republican, so the people viewing would be skewed.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense that Democrats would tune out. Yeah.
Wait for these things. The pollster would intentionally say we want 10 Democrats, 10 independents, and 10 Republicans. They wouldn't just be like, literally anybody, tell me what you thought. That's not doing a poll. I guess if the argument is Democrats don't care about the State of the Union address and tuned out, that would be a great point for them to make.
Totally. Look, I do think he did put on a good performance. Trump, always the showman, did a really good job, I think, creating a lot of images for Republicans in the midterm with the constant applaud and then the Democrats not applauding and the contrast between the two, especially when they're bringing up things for obviously bringing in the Olympians too, but when they referenced Ina, the woman who got stabbed to death on public transit in Charlotte, and then the Democrats didn't stand up, I think that made for a potent image. Yeah. So stuff like that. But otherwise, I mean, the State of the Union, I don't think most people tune in. I think after the first 10 minutes, 50% of the people who are watching generally tune out. I think you really know what the president's going to say. Nonetheless, it was a good speech. I was unimpressed. I think Republicans are obviously going to cheer this on because it's the president. And if it was Joe Biden or whatnot, they would say.
Why is that?
This photo, you see that photo?
Yes.
What do you think about that photo?
I see gold medals, baby. That's all I see.
But you don't see anything else?
A guy with a mask on.
A guy with a mask on who's all pissed off.
Yeah.
And this is why, after this speech, Donald Trump says at the speech, he goes, stand up if you agree that the duty of, of government is to protect the American citizens, not illegal immigrants. And the Democrats didn't
They didn't stand up.
No.
That's wild.
And, yeah.
I mean, but is it a spiteful thing? Is it, screw you, Trump, I don't want to stand with you? Or do you really not believe that?
I think they don't believe it. And I think there's an easy way to put it, let's say you live in a house and you got two roommates.
Okay.
And you guys are buddies since grade school. Mm-hmm. You all love going bowling together. You all completely agree on everything. And then one day, a guy comes into your house and he's like, I got nowhere to sleep. I'm sleeping on your couch. And you guys go, well, I don't know. I guess it's okay. Now all of a sudden, this guy votes too. So when you guys are like, "What's for dinner?"
This
guy in the
couch,
you guys are like, "Pizza night." And he goes, "No, I want to do chicken." And you guys go, "Sorry, bro, it's pizza night." And so then a week later,
another guy comes in.
His buddy comes in, and you guys are like, "Well, I guess it's fine."
It's 3-2.
Now there's two guys on the couch, and one day you go, "All right, pizza night," and one of your friends goes, "I actually don't mind chicken," and now pizza night's gone. And then Third guy shows up, and the two guys say, I vote we let him stay. And one of your buddies goes, I think it's fine. Now it's 3 versus 3, and one guy's leaning towards them. Now everything you built, everything you paid for is being voted away. And that's what this is. So when you take a look at like Zoran Mamdani, when you take a look at Chicago, Chicago's losing the Bears, okay? And I'll tell you why it's losing the Bears. Because Chicago is a city of people who never cared for what the Bears were or are. And I left because of the corruption. But let me put it like this. If 100% of the people are like, the Bears are going to get all the funding in the world. Everyone's going to do it. So when they say want a new stadium, everyone screams and cheers and says, we're getting a new stadium for the Bears. Yeah. Over 30 or 40 years, you bring in a bunch of migrants from other countries who don't watch football. And then what happens? Now it's 60-40. You say, we want to vote to give $1 billion to the Bears for a stadium. And 40% says no. And only 30% show up in the pro-Bears side to even vote. Yeah. And now all of a sudden the Bears are going to Indiana. You can tell I'm pissed off about it.
The Indiana Bears.
The Indiana Bears.
You really think they're going to leave?
Yeah.
It's a fact. What? It's confirmed.
Yeah.
It's confirmed.
That's crazy. They're Chicago's pride and joy.
They got guaranteed rate field with the White Sox.
They got Mike Ditka and the Bears.
I know.
And they're going to just lose that.
Indeed. It's over.
Because of immigrants.
Are you talking about?
Well, I wouldn't say only immigrants.
They have a big part of it, though.
It is, but it's cultural degradation. Like, again, this photo, you got these guys wearing USA sweaters and gold medals who just
Why is he
beat
miserable this
Canada.
way?
And, I don't know who this guy is. Maybe his dog died, right? But it really does exemplify the liberals, the left, wearing masks, pissed off, hating America. Yeah. They won't stand up when Trump is like, are you for the American citizens? And the reality is this. There are two countries, there are two nations. A nation is its people, a country is its borders. And there are two nations within the borders of the United States, a multicultural democracy and a constitutional republic. The constitutional republic are the traditional Americans. You might be liberal, you might be conservative, you might be libertarian. The Democrats represent a multicultural democracy largely of leftist ideologues, Marxists, and immigrants. They don't care about American history. They don't care about the founding fathers. They don't care about the 4th of July. You want to know what else? Chicago don't have the 4th of July anymore.
What?
It's been gone for years.
Really?
Yep.
What do you mean?
Chicago ain't got no 4th of July.
Then they don't deserve the Bears, man. If they don't have 4th of July,
they don't do fireworks? What do? They just do gunshots?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Still
still in some parts of the city, people will be lighting off fireworks. You'll see it all over the place because people do this. And Navy Pier does a private fireworks ceremony every weekend, but they ended the 4th of July celebration for the city because it is being run by communists who hate America.
You guys turned into Detroit over there.
So this whole time you've been talking about sports. I thought you were talking about big gay dudes that are hairy. Bears?
Well, Chicago's going to keep their Bears. They're all on North Halstead near Wrigley Field.
You're too well versed in the gay lingo. That's a red flag. That's a huge red flag.
I don't know sports whole.
Do you know about the handkerchiefs?
I don't know.
Good answer. That's what you want to say.
That's what I figured.
He really does.
I don't know.
And again, we'll say this we'll go to the Bears thing in a second because I'm going to go nuts. But the leftists, they say like, oh, it's all about love, two guys, they want to get married, it's no big deal. And that was the trick people like me fell for in 2008, 2010, where it's like, yeah, man, I don't care. And then the reality was, and I did kind of know this because my family owned a coffee shop on North Halstead, on Halstead and Waveland. And what do you find? It's just always been about sex. It's fetishism. It's always fetishism. There was almost never a circumstance where I saw like a guy just hug another guy and say, I love you. It was a bar themed with people being raped in prison. And on the window, it's a guy grabbing the bars.
Yeah, they are very, it's not.
And they
just
put
like
handkerchiefs.
They're very they put sexual.
So we'll explain this. The handkerchiefs in the pocket. On the left side, it means you take. On the right side, it means you give. Different colored handkerchiefs symbolize different fetishes. And so you walk down the street with the handkerchief in the... That's why they used to say having your left ear pierced was gay.
No, right ear pierced.
It was the right ear pierced?
Don't make me gay now.
The right ear?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If you only had your right.
Dude, I thought it was the
now it's
nostril
cool.
earring that made you gay.
That's extremely gay,
And
too.
maybe I have it backwards.
Well, that's the one you
Yeah,
have.
the only because when I was a kid, I only had my left because I was straight. Then I got earrings, and I got another.
And maybe it's the other way. Like if it's in the left, it means you give, and the right means you take, or something. I don't know.
Either way, it's gay.
All these
Yeah.
codes, like I was walking with, I had a handkerchief, and now I'm thinking like
why
half
they were
of,
hitting
half
on
of the
you so
city
much.
was seeing my handkerchief coming out of my pocket. And I'm like, now they're
I thought that made you a
literally-
gang member, but now it just makes you gay.
a gang.
Gay gang.
Not gang.
Well, the gangs don't do that. They don't wear handkerchiefs.
What?
that.
Crips
put
and Bloods, of course.
I'm talking about
but they don't
Chicago.
idolize
In
them.
Chicago, you put a handkerchief in your pocket, you're asking for some dude to come up on you.
Gang, get up in there.
Yeah, and the gangs know that.
Rough, too.
There's a bunch of different gang colors, and if you walk around anywhere in gang colors, you're getting stopped. So, like my friends, I had a friend who made a mistake of wearing a black shirt with gold basketball shorts.
Not good.
And a car pulls up, and they said, "Yo, homie, what you is?"
What set you banging?
And he was, and he was just like, nothing, bro, what? And they were like, yo, I said, what you is? And he's like, skateboarder. And they started laughing, and they drove off. Like,
Even if I'm white?
Even if you're a white dude, yeah. Like
Yeah.
what?
yeah, of course.
This isn't just the black thing?
No, you could be
no,
banging if
dude.
you're white.
What, the Latin Kings aren't black?
They might as well be.
Bro.
Black coded.
Latin King.
Black coded.
Can you be a Latin
Well,
king
that
as
ain't.
a white dude?
Yes, of course.
Can you?
Yes, of
There's
course.
white Latin guys.
Do the whites
Bro,
still
what?
have gangs too? I guess
Yes.
the white power
Yeah,
gangs.
man.
Bro.
We have the Sharks and the
Kidding me?
Jets.
They got the biggest gang in the
Sing
world.
West Side Story and we dance. When you're a Jet.
No, when you guys used to be Italians, you guys used to act up.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.